I've played here a number of times over the years. First time was in 1976. Yeah, I went to Moravian College. Now it's Moravian University. I'd like to play a song. Well, how many of you have not seen me play live before? There's a few. All right. I see a few of my love you maybe have come back, and I'm grateful for that. But I don't want the new people to feel left out, so I will give another introductory song. That New Jersey song is the most effective orientation song. But I've got another one that I want to sing this for the new people. This is from a rough time in my life when I got a job. Full-time job, no end in sight. I knew fairly early on, I had enough work experience early on to know I wanted to support myself, wanted to be independent, but I wanted to do that without having a job. And I didn't know anybody who did that, so I wasn't sure how to go about it. So I went to college. I was the first and only person in my family to go to college. I was glad, and this was at Moravian College then. And the very first night of college, they had a freshman orientation coffee house where they invited members of the incoming freshman class to perform for their new classmates. And so I signed up to play. And I had not played at a coffee house before. I played it in the church folk group and a couple of shows in high school, but that was it. So I didn't even drink coffee then. So I wasn't sure what to do, so I practiced some songs, and I thought, maybe this is good. But when that first night of college came around, my throat had closed off. I don't know, because stress or whatever. First time away from home. So I did perform, but I blanked out the memory. But people who were there said I played banjo and guitar and sang. And I remember another guy who played mandolin and guitar and sang. He was also from New Jersey. And in the audience was a guitar player who saw the makings of a bluegrass band. So that was the beginning of the Razzie Dazzie Spasm Band. Sorry to be such a name dropper. So early in the show. But music business is kind of fickle, and some people just get the breaks early. What can I say? So, Doug Anderson, who was, we would go to his house. He was a little older than the rest of us, and he lived off campus, and so that's where we would get to go to his apartment every Friday and play. He was great. He knew hundreds of songs. He was a very good singer, and had a great record collection, which he was very generous in lending. So that was always lots of fun to get together on Fridays. Richard Shindell later came in. He was a couple of years younger than us. He became the lead guitar player of the Razzie Dazzie Spasm Band. Anyway, he doesn't like for me to talk about that, so. So I'll say no more. Forget that I mentioned his name. So Doug Anderson was the guitar player in the audience that night, and he took me for the first time to Godfrey's. It was a weekday night. There wasn't a regular show. He took the shuttle down from North Campus to South Campus and walked from Church Street to the south side here, across the Lehigh River. You took the bridge. And, it was a weekday night. They didn't have a regular show on the calendar. The door was open and the lights were on in the front room, and people were gathered around playing music. It was kind of an impromptu jam session. I just loved the feel of the place. As soon as I walked in, I felt like it was a place that it seemed had a great sense of possibility about it. In any event, there was mandolins and fiddles and guitars, and they passed me a guitar, and I played a song, and they were nice about it. I remember looking up at the walls and seeing the people who would be playing here in the future. I thought, wow, this is what Greenwich Village must have been like in the 60s. So, but when a few years later, when I found out what Greenwich Village had become in the early 80s, I wished it was more like Godfrey's. In any case, I started coming to the open mic nights. It's a 10-minute walk from my dormitory, and I would come to the shows when they would, I would go after the break when they dropped the price in half, so I was able to come to shows that looked interesting on the calendar, but people whose music I'd not heard of. So I felt like I discovered a whole world of music that I didn't know existed. And some of the people I got to, were my favorite performers were Claudia Schmidt and Utah Phillips and Wesley Sorrells and Nancy Griffith and Jack Hardy and Stan Rogers, great people. I thought, wow, if I could play at a place like this where people listen, it'd be the best thing. So I started heading in that direction, away from everything else. I didn't know how that would work out with my studies. So to have a more secure future, I became a philosophy major.
Doug Anderson.
Yeah, Doug Anderson. I think he got me through philosophy. So that in case the music thing didn't work out financially, backup plan, and it worked out great. Upon graduation, I got a part-time job delivering flowers because I was qualified. And my degree right off the bat. And I did that part-time for 3.5 years. Not to brag. Then I was offered this full-time job, and I took it, and I didn't know if I was trading in my dream of playing music for a steady paycheck. So I wrote this song in a deep pit of melancholy, despair, and woe. Whoa. There'll be less talking as we go along here. That's something we could all look forward to. It's called Land of the Bottom Line. Tell a song on my second record, which had no happy songs on it whatsoever. It's some people's favorite. Alright, the introduction is over. Couldn't bribe a wino on what I used to make. My fortune was as sure as the wind, but I was free to wander. Time is on my hands. It was mine to burn and to bend. Freedom for freedom, call that an even scheme. Give me time to wonder and to dream. I need the money, they'll take the time down to the land of the bottom line, to the bottom line. Hey. Then there came a chance to make some steady dough, bouncing up my alley to the door. You fill your clothes with keys, hand down responsibilities, trading the maybe for the sure. Freedom for freedom, call that an even scheme. Give me time to wonder and to dream. I need the money, they'll take the time down to the land of the bottom line, to the bottom line. Hey, all I ever wanted was to be a kid and play, fighting every change along the way. I don't like working, but I
and I don't like waiting for days. Freedom for freedom, call that an even scheme. Give me time to wonder and dream. Oh, I need the money, they'll take the time down to the land of the bottom line, to the bottom line. Hey,